Damn good time, a damn good time, damn good time, a damn good time. It's a podcast, we're having a damn good time.
Go Browns.
Go fucking Brownies, baby. Let's just get into it. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Schaefer.
Yeah, I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a damn good time podcast.
Hit him with it. Browns win!
Yeah, fucking Browns gotta win, baby. Is there anything more we could ask for?
Not for a Thursday night snowy football game.
Yeah, that was bananas. Personally, I don't watch it. I'm a nerd. I go to sleep early
Nerd.
on school nights. You
Right.
know, work nights. I'm usually in bed by 8.
Right.
That's one thing I did love. Well, no. I'll get into that later. The fucking Browns won.
Right.
That's not. I don't want to go away from that topic.
Yeah.
The fucking Browns beat the Steelers in a very impressive show.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident going into that game that we would. It's just Steelers are not good on a primetime game. We have a very bad track record, even not against the Browns, but against the Browns, yeah, it's not good for them. We got their number, like we've had Cincinnati's number, although Cincinnati beat us the last game. You know, the quarterback choice then was a little different. So,
Yeah.
you know, I just saying it was a fun game to watch. Not just because, you know, it was like exciting, like the touchdown. It was more because of the environment. It was like the big first crazy snow game that I watched anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been another one or not. I doubt it.
Well, usually you got to wait till Buffalo for one of those. You know?
Yeah. Most places are domes now, let's be honest. Most
Yep.
places have domes or retractable roofs or whatever the hell's going on, so you don't get to see a snow game anymore.
Right.
And I have the fear that that's probably going to end up being what it is, except maybe one team's going to hold out and be like, no, you come up here, you play ball.
Yeah.
You play football.
And it'll probably be Buffalo because I feel like that's their shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's their shit. It used
mean,
to be
that's
our
been-
shit, but with like global warming or climate change or whatever the fuck you want to think is going on.
Earth cycles.
Yeah, Earth cycles. Like, we
Pole
haven't seen
shifting.
too many snow games in Cleveland in a while, and like I said, I didn't watch it, but I watched all the replays, the highlights on
Yeah.
YouTube. You get, one thing that's awesome is you get like a 15-minute reel for free
Right.
of the game. And at first I thought like, man, that's not fun seeing it live though.
But when you don't watch it, you watch. I was sitting there like at the gym going, "What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he missed that!" Or "Oh, that interception was crazy!" Or like, you
Right.
know, like it still holds value.
And the cool thing, like, it was a packed house. And
Yeah.
because you got a lot of Steeler fans in Ohio from, one, it's either, the Browns when they basically tore the team down and moved to Baltimore, essentially. A lot of people became Steelers fans then.
Yeah,
Or two, it's a bunch of douchebags
yeah,
in Ohio that are like, oh, no, I like the Steelers.
Well,
Well, they win.
And Pittsburgh to Cleveland's only what, like 3 hours?
Right. I mean, it's not far.
So you you could travel your team there.
hour or two, maybe. Like, it's not far.
Yeah,
Well, it's like 2 hours, probably, right? I mean, it's an hour and something from my house, and it's not far. We'll say 2.5. But we have a lot of Pittsburgh fans. It's just how it is. I mean, probably growing up as kids too. If you had to suffer through watching the Browns and Pittsburgh win Super Bowls, you might have been like, "Oh no, I like those guys better."
yeah.
And no offense, but offense. Most of the people that live in Ohio and around Cleveland that are Pittsburgh fans, most of them I don't like.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of arrogance about them.
There's a couple I do like.
No, there's people I do like. There's a lot of people I like that
There's a
are
dude I work with.
Pittsburgh fans, but
There's a dude I work with. It's like the smartest motherfucker in the building. If I had to find the smartest motherfucker in the building, it's this guy. But he's the quietest.
yeah,
He's just a mild-mannered, ill-tempered. But I bet you if you piss him off, he'll fuck you up.
sure.
Because he's also like he's like 6'1", probably. Like he's maybe like I'd peg him as like 190, 200 pounds. He's not fat, but he's not built.
Yeah,
But I bet you piss that dude off, he's gonna fuck you up. Because them quiet ones, sometimes them quiet ones fuck you up. And he's a Steelers fan, and it's funny because he doesn't talk too much, so nobody
Right.
knows he's a Steelers fan. There's like a newer guy that he's been here for like a year and a half, still didn't know he's a Steelers fan. And we're talking fantasy football, all this bullshit. And he's just walking through the shop one day. He's like, I don't give a fuck about fantasy football. All I know is that the Browns rule and fuck anybody that's a Steelers fan. I'm like, okay, what was that? He's like, yeah, fuck all them. They're all stupid. This, that, and the other. Like, we got one in here, right? And he's like, what? Like immediately like put his foot in his mouth. He's like, what? Who? And I'm like, that guy right there. And I think everybody's got that kind of same impression of him. It's like he's like that quiet, cool, collective dude, but like,
I don't want to mess with him. Really, I don't know what he's capable of.
and he's like, oh, sorry, I meant like he's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I meant like Steelers fans are cool, but anybody that's playing any teams that are playing me in fantasy suck. That's what I meant to say. And I'm like, yeah, right. Shut up.
Yeah. No, it's a good. Well, it used to be a good rivalry. I feel like it's kind of still there, but it kind of went a little wayside with Baltimore and how the teams have been and played out. So yeah, it's not.
Oh shit, yeah. Just from Pittsburgh proper to Cleveland Stadium is only a 2-hour drive.
Yeah,
So that's and then obviously you got like there's a lot of cool people in Ohio that are Pittsburgh fans
well,
too.
it is wild because it's like Ohio's got 2 NFL teams, Cincinnati and Cleveland, and then Pittsburgh's not far away. So it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, I get why people would be Pittsburgh fans too, but again, some of them I don't like.
Oh, dude, that's wild. It's farther to get
To Cincinnati,
to Cincy. Yeah, it's almost a 4-hour drive from Cincinnati proper to the Browns Stadium. So
Ohio's a big state.
of course, yeah. So of course you're getting a lot more travelers on
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Cleveland games, vice versa.
And I bet if we're on the eastern side of Ohio, so of course we got more Pittsburgh fans. Where if you go on the western side of Ohio, it's
Yeah.
probably way more Cincinnati fans over there mixed in with Cleveland fans. So it's just a big mix of people.
Dude. But yeah, I don't want to glance over the Cleveland win yet. We got this bottle here. Take
Yep.
shots for them,
Every time they win,
and we got one.
and then we got to down it if they win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Those chances are probably not going to happen this year. But
If-
hey,
So I have we talked about this off camera, but I have a lottery ticket for a very expensive bottle of Maker's Mark bourbon, barrel aged something or other.
Right.
And if I win the lottery, I got to pay $150. But to buy it outright, it's like $600. And I said if I win that and we get in our possession and we're still doing podcasts within the next like 20 years, that they finally win the Super Bowl.
Hopefully year 20.
Yeah, we're gonna down that bottle because of that. But that being said, if I don't get that bottle, and somehow between now and then we do get a Super Bowl win, we have to do something better than fucking Crown Royal.
I mean, do we?
I think so, dude. I think so. We owe it to the fucking Browns, man.
Hey, I mean, it was a good win. Now we're 3-8. So
It was a fantastic win.
go Browns.
So what are our 3 wins? I know we got Pittsburgh and I know we got Baltimore. What was the other one?
Oh man, what was the first one?
It's not a division win. It wasn't, right?
No. It's a good question. I don't even remember now. I think it was because it was early on, or was it Miami? Well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they're rolling a little bit, and then of course, Jameis Winston is
That dude
He is a character.
fantastic.
If anybody saw his pre-speech footage, hilarious. If not, go on TikTok, go on YouTube, whatever, and like just search his quotes. The dude is just something. He's something different. He's something to be seen and heard. A lot of times it's nonsense and goofy stuff, but I love it. Jaguars. We beat the Jags, 18-13.
All right. Well, because I'm looking, because like it doesn't just give me this year's.
Oh, okay.
All right.
No, it's right there. See, Jaguars up 1.
That was the first game.
Yeah.
Yep. And then lost to the fucking Giants. Lost to the fucking Raiders. Obviously, we lost to the Commanders. Those dudes are balling out of control this year.
Well, yeah, if you go search his quotes, I forget what exactly he said. It was like, they're like, oh, what was the message to the team? He's like, or how you feeling about today's game? He's like, the horses are ready.
Yeah.
And everything's through the Lord.
Yeah.
And, we're going to go play by play. And it's just whatever. It's just like.
And you were showing me that video too, because like, how do you feel about the weather today? And he went from normal straight face to big old smile on
Huge
his face.
smile on his face.
So we're playing in the snow. I thank the Lord God that He gave me the chance to play in the snow in Cleveland, Ohio, where real football is played. It's like, and
he said real. He's like, I get to play in the snow in real football weather. Like he made a point.
Yeah, that's what it
This
was.
is
Yeah.
real football weather in that nitty gritty, like in that cold, in that mud, in that rain, in the snow, like. Because now it's all, I mean, I don't know what the percentages of domes are. I'm pretty sure it's pretty high, but, it is fun. And like I say, it was a fun game to watch. It wasn't like crazy. I mean, it was kind of good. I mean, I think the over-under probably went a little over maybe, or it was close to it. And the defensive play and like all the things that were going on. There's a lot of jarring back and forth, dudes shoving each other. Just getting into it, like the old rivalry stuff, which, I mean, it's still been a pretty good rivalry, so
yeah.
it's been fun.
Okay. So here's another thing. I don't know how much I trust AI. I'd rather just find a link and click on it.
Right.
But they're showing me on the search NFL stadiums open air. Obviously, Miami Dolphins. What are you going to get? Some rain?
Yeah, maybe.
That'll still be hard to play in.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, their snow one.
Only 10 to 32.
Cleveland Browns,
roofs,
snow
huh?
one. Lambeau, snow ones.
Okay. I thought it was more than that, but maybe not.
Only 10 out of the 32 stadiums have roofs or are considered domes. However, more teams are considering adding roofs or canopies to their stadiums. I don't know. You got a fucking Dallas dome and they're still worried about the sun.
Yeah. Oh God.
I don't think we've done a podcast since that.
No.
The Jerry Jones comment. He's like, "Oh, what's the sun? Who cares what the sun is? I know where the moon is." Like, what the fuck does that even mean, dude? He's like, not to get political again, but he's like the Joe Biden of NFL team owners. Like, he's out there saying shit. Nobody knows what it means.
Who cares? So does I know where the moon is, though.
I know where the moon is. Like, what? And like that pass, CeeDee Lamb had no fucking clue where the ball was.
No, couldn't see it.
He even like put his hands out just hoping. And it was like 3 feet over there.
He's like,
You know what I mean?
He's like, I can't see. Like, they're all going to come out with dark tinted visors after that. Like, there's no way.
Well, depending on the time of the day.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because the next game was like they played in that stadium was a nighttime game. So it was like, okay. And that's what I heard, other podcasts, people talking. They're like, well,
Yeah.
we'll know where the moon will be at.
Yeah. Well, that's even like, I think it's a very famous podcast. I don't want to give them credit on ours because they don't sponsor us or anything. But there's one that we listen to. And they even said, like, well, wouldn't you use that to your advantage to know which side you're kicking or
Right.
receiving from?
Yeah.
So if you're in the second half and the sun setting, like, put them in that end zone.
Right.
You know?
If you don't know, we're talking about the Dallas Stadium. Basically, it's a big retractable dome,
Yeah.
which
Apparently, when they retracted last week,
they hadn't opened it in like 2 years or something,
yeah,
or a year and a half or whatever, and they opened it up, and pieces of sheet metal were falling
bits
from
and
the
pieces
ceiling.
started
Yeah.
dropping.
It was like 2 pieces. It wasn't that bad, but like they did open it early enough. There wasn't actual like fans in there, but there was a bunch of staff in there. And the one piece came kind of close to some people, and the other piece landed on the rafters. And they're like, if you don't go up there and like get that down or secure it, you can't play this game because there's a big piece of sheet metal comes flying down
Yeah.
at any point in time and just
Yeah.
cut somebody in half.
Now that it's open, the wind comes through.
So they went up and secured it, and which was funny because they did all that, and then they ended up closing it back up. But then on the one side of the stadium, they have like a big statue or torch or something. I think it's a torch going, and that's where the sun sets. And they have built big glass windows over there, probably because like, oh yeah, we'll have the sunset in there. That'd be beautiful when you're playing a
Torch,
game. No, bad idea because it's just blaring right through.
Yeah.
So whoever's throwing on that side towards that glass window has got that sun just directly in their face.
And I heard, which one of heard through the grapevine or a podcast or maybe TikTok or some shit. I
Yeah.
don't know. But then they had a press conference like 2 days later, and then they put curtains up because that was Jerry. They were like, "Well, Jerry, can't you just put curtains up?" Like, no, we're not gonna change. Might as well just move the stadium. Like, smart ass remark. Like, might as well just move the stadium. Why are we gonna put curtains up? Blah blah blah. And then they did a
Yeah.
apparently, supposedly, fact check me on this because I'd like to know the truth because I'm not gonna delve into it. Apparently, they did a press conference right there, but they had curtains behind the windows for the press conference. So I was like, dude, you could do it. Well, because the moon was on the other side, apparently. So,
Yeah. It's like, I know where the moon is. Over there. Come on.
Fucking delusional asshole thing to say. First off, let's just move the stadium. Fuck it. Tear it down, build another one, and move it somewhere else where the sun's not at. I know where the moon is. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's like, I got enough money. I don't care. I was tired of this one down. It's whatever. I like my windows over there. But I mean, that's just Jerry Jones. I mean,
I bet you. Is he married?
I
There's got to be a woman and his wife, right?
mean,
I bet you 100% they go to do the plans for the stadium. He's probably sitting there doing like, oh yeah, what do you think, hon? What do you think about?
no,
you
he
know?
probably hired the most expensive architect to fly out and was like, yes, we'll do this, and then we can have this beautiful sunset view, and he's like, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is 9 times out of 10,
Well, he wasn't.
it's
thinking
probably
about
he's probably like, yeah, man, make the fucking stadium fucking awesome. Give us the world's biggest jumbotron. Let's do all this.
it. Yeah.
And then somebody's like, do you want the sun setting through? He's like, I don't give a fuck about the sun. I know where the moon's at, right? I don't give a fuck about the sun. And then the woman in his life, whether he's married or mistress or I don't know his
Yeah, I don't know.
his female status, but the female in his life, his female inspiration was probably like, but wouldn't it be cute if you could just see the sun through those windows? He's like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, no, they should do that. He's like, okay, I'll do this for
The
you.
orange glow. Wait, it's got like that whole statue thing there too. Like it's a whole piece. That part of the end zone's like a whole piece. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's got like I think it's like a big I don't know if it's a torch or what's going on over there.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but it's like a whole piece. And then big window, so it's kind of like a reflection of like how
Right.
beautiful is this.
Right, but I you know, and not to get too misogynistic or any of that, but how many times do you like, oh yeah, that would be awesome. Let's do that, babe. I love that. That's great. That's actually a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And you roll with it, and it's like,
My
babe,
so my
babe.
wife used to work for a winery in Canton, and Canton's where the Football Hall of Fame is.
Yeah.
This man is so arrogant that he flew his helicopter. Not he flew it, but he had his helicopter
Yeah.
be flown and landed on their property. No flight path. Didn't tell him he was doing it. Just landed on their property. And he's Jerry Jones. So he's like, well,
Okay.
what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I guarantee he built that whole thing, had the whole thing designed as his, no, when I'm dead, they're going to remember me.
It's like,
When they're getting blinded by the sun.
This is my piece de resistance. You know, like,
When they're
this is
getting blinded by the sun.
this is my legacy. Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
I don't think that has anything to do with a woman.
Okay.
I think that's all his arrogance.
Okay, that was just a theory, and you know, you can see where I'm going at with that. Sometimes
I can
like,
see.
but it sounds like with his ego and with his attitude and the way that person is, that
Because there was probably, 200 people working on that.
yeah,
And every one of them was probably like, hey, man, like contractors like, hey, man, like the sun comes down on the side. Is it going to be blinding them? Like, do you want us to put like some big blinds in these things?
yeah.
But you can cover it up real easy. Because
Just drop some fucking curtains, man.
it's only, certain times, certain whatever. Like,
Yeah, and it's only certain months.
yeah.
Because and a lot of time too, like especially, and it's weird that I do this, but I watch how the sun sets through my back window in my house. We have a little breakfast nook,
Yeah.
and I have like 3 windows that see the whole western sky from north to south. And me being a geek nerd kind of that I am, it's like I always wanted to like put little stickers up there, like, okay, now like I could literally make a sundial through those windows.
Yeah.
And not even for like the time of day, but more of like the point in the month. Like, oh, it's always over here.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I could wake up and like, oh, we're going back in the spring because she's coming back around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But literally, the way that sun hit him that day is only going to be that day. It might then it'll turn a little more, turn a little more, turn a little more, and depending on where you're throwing and shit, it's just like it's weird how the fucking sun works.
Yeah.
But at least Jerry Jones knows where the moon is.
Maybe that was his point. Maybe he's like, did you know the sun was going to? No. But I know where the moon is.
Yeah.
It's just weird. We never had to play like that.
Who was it? I know it's not Socrates. He was is it Aristotle was the guy that mapped out the planets and shit?
Sounds right.
I'll run with it. Just throw out big names.
Sounds right.
but no, it's cool. It is cool how like you can watch how the sun sets in different places at different times of the year and shit, and it just so happened on that day at that sun position at that throwing arc, and where CeeDee Lamb was in the end zone, that the sun was right in his fucking eyes.
I mean, there's a bunch of plays you saw that they couldn't, and like people, and the funny thing is, it wasn't like it was the entire field either. It's like half of the field.
Yeah,
It was just like the end zone,
you see it on
Like,
TV.
but it slowly moved too because it's like the sun's moving, so it's like moving
Yeah.
too. And it's like, well, shit, you don't want to throw into that.
As it's setting, that line's going.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, anyways, it's it's interesting that somebody didn't think about that,
Yeah.
and that people are moving to. I thought there was more places that were
And
domes,
literally,
but-
like one person, the question, couldn't you put up curtains? He's like, let's move the whole stadium. What?
curtains are easy, bud.
You think it's more frugal for you to move the whole stadium instead of putting up fucking curtains?
Put a big curtain with like every Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl win on it, whatever.
Yeah,
then
banners.
just
Yeah, put a
roll it
fucking
down.
banner up.
Roll it down when it's going to be bad, and you can roll it right back up with a push of a
yeah.
button. Sure, it's probably going to be a few $1 million. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
How many billions do you put in that fucking stadium?
Yeah.
How much money do you put in on knowing where the moon is?
Anyways, let's move on from football and where the moon is, because I know where it's at. It's right there.
I kind of want to stick to the topic of football, but I didn't want to glance over the Browns win. With football being said, I spent a whole week on the West Coast in LA,
Right.
and then I went from Friday to Hawaii and was there till I got back Wednesday.
Yeah.
All that being said, I love the time zone of the West Coast, and I even more love the time zone of Hawaii for football.
Yeah.
Because, like I said last night, I was sitting here on Thursday. I'm like, man, it's fucking Browns and Steelers. But, like, I got to wake up and go to work. I wanted to get a workout in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay up past 8. I wake up at 3:30 in the fucking morning. Fuck that shit. Whereas West Coast shit, I was in LA in Palm Springs on Thursday watching NFL football at it's 3 hours behind, so at 5 p.m.
Say, well, you had like, 5 p.m. for a Thursday game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's catered to them. It's not catered to us.
Yeah.
It's not catered to us.
Dude, it's awesome.
Although if you're working and you get off work, it's like, oh shit, go watch the game, which is a cool excuse to be like,
Perfect fucking time, man.
honey, I'm gonna stop at the bar with the boys and watch the game. Is that cool? And then I'll be home after the game. Yeah, that's fine. I'll see you at 8:00.
Beautiful. Fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And then even better, when I was in Hawaii, I wake up at like 9 a.m. and football's already the fuck on.
Right. Oh yeah, it's already going. Yeah.
On Sunday, I wake up and I started watching. You know, the shitty thing is the TV
Well,
space is limited.
1:00 games on Sunday in California are at, what was that 10 a.m.
Yeah,
So you start at 10 a.m. watching football.
yeah. And so in Hawaii, it's 8.
Yeah.
So on Sunday at 8 a.m., I woke up at 9 and I was already halfway through.
Wonder why us East Coastians are heavy drinkers. Huh, you don't start at football until 1:00. So. What do you want us to do?
Yeah. But no, dude, I feel like that's if I'm gonna
Wait, that should be flipped because if it started at 10 a.m., then we'd be drinking at 10 a.m. Sorry, my bad. Anyways,
Well, here's the thing about it is if you wake up and watch football and start drinking, that's fine. But what we do on the East Coast is we wake up and start drinking to
watch
prepare to watch football. You know?
to watch our misery.
Yeah. So you end up getting more hammered. You know, you end up getting more hammered in preparation for the game, and then you drink through it. So then you're
Yeah.
fucking hammered, super drunk at the end. Whereas there, you wake up and like, oh, dude, I'll have a mimosa, get some breakfast. It's on the TV. This is fucking awesome. Like, cool, cool entry into it. And then
Maybe they don't throw parties like this, because we're like, oh, it's a big game. We gotta have a big party for this. It's I'll go to college football, right? It's Ohio State, Michigan. We gotta throw a big party. It's the game. It's the game. And we throw a big party and everything. And everybody comes over and blah blah blah. You're just gonna start drinking immediately for that.
kind of tailgate, get some lunch. You
Maybe
know,
they're like, oh, it's 10 a.m. I just woke up, get my work. Oh, who cares about that? Well, obviously they don't care that much because they haven't had good college football team come out of California. Hawaii's been good multiple years, but they're just not a divisional
But
team.
in California, you got like USC, right? That's the University of Southern California, right? I don't know West Coast football at all. College, at least.
Yes. I feel like it's not. I don't know why.
Unless
Anyways.
it's the University of South Carolina. What acronyms?
Holy shit! I should know that. USC Trojan football. Yeah. I don't think.
That's
yeah,
Southern
LA.
California. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, because I saw a lot of people wearing shirts. They didn't have too many jerseys, but they had like shirts. Just USC.
Yeah. No, I mean. Sorry.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just burped real hard into the mic.
I'm sorry I didn't know that. I mean, I figured that's what it was, but I was like, what? And they're like, but there's teams that come out of California and stuff like that. And when we're talking West Coast, it's like we're literally just pinpointing California right now. But
Yeah.
that's where you were. And that's what I think of.
Yeah, but if you got California, Washington,
Yeah.
all those.
Plenty of good teams out there. It's just they don't. When it comes down to a Big Ten championship, it's been Alabama forever.
Well, they're not a Big Ten championship either.
Or not Big Ten. When it comes down to national championship,
Sorry.
you used to see them a lot more.
Yeah.
You used to see them a lot in the past. You see more.
Yeah, now it's a Big Ten versus SEC.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So it varies, but and now with this new playoffs, which will be fun this year.
Yeah.
This is a football podcast. I apologize, guys, but
It's fine. It's fine.
with the playoffs being 12 teams, it's gonna be interesting. So
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see different teams. Like Hawaii went completely undefeated one year, and there were teams that went in with one loss, and they were like, "Oh, why don't we get a shot?" And they're like, "Because you're Hawaii, and you're not really like you're gonna get." We watched the tape. If you come play one of these guys, you're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah.
And they're like, "But we're undefeated." It's like, I get it, man, but you know, there ain't a lot of money in it.
Right. But I will tell you this.
Whispers.
I want to throw props to your wife's favorite team.
Team up north, yeah.
Yep. I was out in Imperial, California, which is southern. It's going to be more east of LA. Kind of right between LA and Palm Springs. If anybody knows where the fuck that is. I went to a lab. I was doing work there. The guy my point of contact, my guy was really cool. He didn't give a fuck about football at all. Sure. But then he had a guy come in because, as I'm doing shit, he has to, the products that he's testing with our equipment, he has to hand them out to the linemen and shit. So this lineman guy came in, and you could tell they were good friends. Like, oh, hey, man, how's the barbecue? Blah, 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 blah. All this shit. And he's like, oh, hey, because normally when, people pass through, they don't ever introduce me to the people that pass through, but you could tell because the guy liked me a lot, my point of contact liked me a lot, and then he's like, oh hey man, let me introduce you to this guy. This is Steve Schaefer from the company that comes through and does all of our calibrations and stuff. He came all the way here from Ohio, and he's like, Ohio, right? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, go blue, and I'm like, mm-mm. He's like, ow. I'm like, yeah, man, no, I'm OH. And he's like, He's like, we should hate each other right now. I'm like, yeah, I guess. But he's like, no, I get it. And it was kind of one of those fun things. He's like, yeah, I'm from Michigan originally, moved out here. He's like, I'm a Michigan fan and all that stuff.
It's
he's
not
like,
the wake up, so you can say their name.
Yeah. But he's like, it's cool too. Sometimes you see people out here. You always see Ohio State fans. You always sometimes run into Michigan fans and stuff. And it's cool when you see those people where you're from. And he's like, some guys can be dicks about it. Some people can be fucking assholes about it. Nah, dude, I don't give a fuck. And I even told him, my fucking best friend is married to a girl from Michigan. And so we've kind of embraced them a little bit more, whereas you used to be a little more like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them and their stupid asses. Hate them. And where it's like, oh, well, but then there's
Steph
Steph.
said that.
But then there's Steph. So I've become a little more empathetic, and he's like, but he did bring up the fact, it's like, how the fuck are we in a rebuild year and we get dropped so far? And Ohio State goes in a rebuild year and they're gonna be ranked number 4. I'm like, no, Chris, we're just that good.
because it was.
I had to dig at him a little bit. Like, yeah,
It was a rebuild year, but we only lost a couple games, and that was it. Now how many games? We got money.
Yeah, no, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, what's money, mother?
I go to California and meet a fucking Michigan fan. I go to fucking Hawaii, and one of the first people I talk to, I go to this roadside stand. They're selling Vaifala. It's this weird punch of coconut juice and pineapple juice, and it was super pulpy. Like, you can chew on this shit.
Well,
and I'm talking to this dude, and he's like, where are you from? Like, Ohio? And he's like, I'm a Pittsburgh fan. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why?
Like, what the fuck is this universe, man? Like, it's such a small world.
Ohio might be one of the most hated states by other people
Probably,
for
I
sports
guess.
teams and stuff. I don't know what it is, but
And then you got me going out there representing us. So, like, these guys are all assholes.
well, it is funny because it's like not just the college football stuff and everything, but I mean that is big because I went on a cruise. I was down to the British Virgin Islands, and there's literally an Ohio State bar. There's Ohio State fans everywhere. There's Michigan
That's
fans everywhere
fantastic.
because people go to school. They're big. They're big known schools.
Right.
Ohio State's a big known school. It's known for churning a lot of students.
Yeah.
Same with Michigan. Same with a lot of these big schools. So they're just big fans because hey, I went to school at Ohio State, and that football's a big part of the culture there.
Right.
Michigan's big part of the culture there. So
Yes.
it's not only that, like, we didn't go to school at Ohio State, but that was just, I have a lot of family that did, but it was still like, it's ingrained in you. And when I say a lot of family, I'm like 3 people. But yeah, it's like, it's like, you live in Ohio, you like Browns, and you like Ohio State and titties.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think.
Sorry, that's the last one in there.
Titties. Because everybody loves
Whatever.
titties.
Dude talk, sorry.
I feel like even most straight females enjoy titties too. Like, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
man, those tits look good.
But
Who doesn't love titties?
but anyways, what's it's just like that. It's just culture of it. It's the culture of it.
Yeah.
And like the whole like, we hate Michigan, like blah blah blah, and they've been our rivals forever. And they technically have more wins against us than them, whatever.
Right.
And then the last couple of years they beat us.
Right.
But we went on a streak for like 10 years of whooping their ass.
Yeah.
And then I had my children, and I blame them. Because we lost for 2 years. But this is the year
they have Michigan blood in them.
Yeah. But I got my daughter. I broke the curse because I got my daughter Charlotte.
If anything, if you think about it, everybody says like you get half from the husband and half from the wife, but I feel like most of the kids end up with more from. They've baked in there, they've been juiced in there. She's probably sitting there, she's like, "Oh, come talk on my belly," and you're like, "Ohio State's the best team ever," and like, "Yeah, listen to Daddy," and then go to sleep on it, and then and like, "Don't listen to Daddy."
Charlotte, 3 years old right now. I put football on, and she goes, I got her, she's because like I just get amped up, football's on anyways, but it's just for fun. I'm like, football, and she goes, football,
Nice.
I go, go Bucks, and she goes, go Bucks. So I got her going, go Bucks, just yelling football.
I feel like that one,
football's on.
I feel like that one almost might make your wife a little more upset.
And that doesn't really. I mean,
I know they're going to be kids.
they're
They'll figure out-
3-year-olds. They're not. They're just figuring out speech, and all that. But
yeah, but I also feel like just watching the way you guys have grown them, it's always been like, Jack's going to be your guy. He's going to be your Ohio State guy. And then Charlotte could be her girl. She'll be the Michigan girl. You know what I mean?
it might be flipped. I don't know.
Oh, shit. That's Daddy's little girl,
So-
Mama's boy. That's still fun.
So my mom watches the kids, and Charlotte was over there, and my mom had an Ohio State shirt on, and she walks up and points at the Ohio State and goes, Daddy. Daddy.
At least
She's
she's
already- She's already so associating the block O, the
That's
Browns
awesome.
helmet, whatever it is. She knows that's football. She knows I watch it, and she goes, Daddy.
At least it was that, and she didn't open the fridge and find a random Coors.
Oh no,
Light
she does
in her-
that too. She does that too. My Coors Light's in there. She She goes, Daddy.
Daddy.
That's Daddy's beer.
That's Daddy's drink.
That's Daddy's drink.
That's Daddy's drink. That's
Yeah.
Daddy's shirt.
And she just points at it and goes, Daddy. And Jack just goes and picks it up and tries to drink it.
It's like, fuck that.
He's like, hell yeah.
It's like, take that shirt off. It's mine now. Like, what the fuck? Daddy's shirt's my
You little
shirt.
punk.
I'm the man of the house now.
Well, so I'm going through this now. It was last Monday. This Monday.
Yeah.
So
4
by
days
the time
ago.
this podcast comes, it'll be a week ago. But
Yeah.
Jack decided, you know what? I ain't afraid of crawling out of this crib anymore. And just scaled aside, and now he does it like it ain't even nothing.
Yeah, that's a scary point in time.
Yeah. And so their bedroom door, over time, whatever, I tried to tighten up the hinges and do all kinds of stuff. It wasn't closing properly.
Yeah.
So I had to redo the
Oh, yeah, because when houses sink, that's a shitty thing. I have a couple doors in here
yeah.
where it's like you go to latch it, it doesn't latch. So you got to like bend it. There's so many videos online of like how you you put it in the latch, pull the pin out, and then you bend the things around.
Well,
or whatever
first
to
you
match
check
up.
the hinges, make sure they're all tight and the
Or, like,
door and
shim
tight and
something
stuff.
and like
You put a shim behind the hinge and that'll fix it. All right, I just took the striker plate off and cut a little extra on the hole and put the striker plate back on.
that works too, man.
Move the striker plate down a little bit because it's like very little need to go down.
It's always like 2 millimeters.
Well, theirs was
maybe.
pretty good, but I did sure up the hinges.
Yeah.
So a little homeowner 101. Check your hinges first if your door is not shutting properly.
Yeah.
Look at the top of your door. You'll see it's got probably a little bow down to it. And normally you can remove the middle screw. And sometimes there's just a short one. And you can put a big old boy in there.
Yeah.
And the reason we do the middle because it sets back towards the stud where the two front ones just go in the drywall. Not
Yeah.
going to do you a lot of good. Drive that. Put a good 3-incher in there. And that'll pull that back straight. Sometimes that'll fix it. If not, it didn't. It fixed mine a little bit. Got up, and I'm like, it's still off. Just my house is just old from half my house is from the 70s, and the
They
other
all
half is from 2015.
They all settle.
Yeah,
And then sometimes it'll close in the summer, but it doesn't in the winter, depending on how dry or
Right.
moist the air is.
sometimes
and shit.
okay, maybe I just need to give it a little pop up and pull it up.
Yeah.
So I ended up just shimming out the door lock hole, put the striker plate a little bit lower. You can see a little bit, which I just put a little white paint on it, and then
Yeah.
nobody's ever going to notice. But I had to secure that door because we're watching Monday Night Football. Just put the kids down. It was probably 30 minutes later. All of a sudden, here comes Jack just tearing out the kitchen. I'm like, oh no. Steph looks at me all bushy-eyed like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I said, yo, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows how to get out of the crib now.
Yep.
And once he does it once, and he's confident with it, which he just did, we're done.
He knows he can do it without getting hurt.
Went and put him back in. I did it 6 times that night. I ended up sleeping in the room with him. So I'm holding his hand to the crib,
Yeah.
which was the cutest thing ever, too, actually.
Oh, it's so adorable.
Well, I didn't sleep in there. I shouldn't say that. I was sitting up against the wall and just putting him to sleep. I'm we hadn't, the door's not secure, the room's not secure. I'm I can't have him wake you up in the middle of the night and just busting out. I'm not ready for this. I mean, the room's secure for the most part, but it's
Right. Yeah.
just getting tightening up a little bit. And then but I don't want him to open the door and then grabbing a chair and going up and grabbing one of my chef knives or grabbing a knife or something. And
Right.
it's I don't know what's going to happen. So I guess I sat in there with him. And it was cute because I was sitting against the wall. And kids do the cutest things.
They're adorable as fuck.
First he reached across and hit my arm, and then he wanted to grab my hand, of course, and hold my hand while I fell asleep. Just hold Dad's hand, just be touched by Dad. But then he's sitting there and he let go, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's falling asleep. And he rolled over. And so I stood up, and I'm like, oh, nobody, lay back down, lay back down. He grabbed a pillow and handed it to me. Oh, Dad, you need a pillow. because I'm sitting there against the wall with no pillow.
You didn't have one
And
under
he
your
handed me a
head?
pillow, and I'm like,
What a
oh
fucking sweetheart.
my God, dude.
Oh my God, my heart just
Yeah.
melted right
Yeah.
now, dude.
Hands me a little pillow, like,
What a fucking sweetheart.
here you go, Dad. You need a pillow.
Oh.
And then lay back down. And then reach his hand back out, like, give me your hand. Give me a hand again. Give me a hand. Now, Dad, you got a pillow. Now you can go to bed right beside me, too.
I'm ready to cry right now, dude. That's so fucking amazing.
It was his. He's got a big pillow and he's got two small like kids little toddler
Yeah.
pillows.
But he's like laying
Hand me
there.
one of the taller pillows, which is fine.
He's
Whatever.
sitting there laying there and he's like, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm like, look over my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, look at my dad. He's so cool. He's holding my hand. He's like, oh, wait a minute. His head needs to be more comfy.
Yeah.
What a fucking dude. Dude, like,
No.
oh my God, that's amazing.
Like obviously as parents stuff, you love that moment where like you want that moment where you can put the kids to bed and you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
You can go out and
Oh, of course.
sit in the living room, watch a show, drink a
My
couple
kids are
drinks.
becoming so self-sustaining that like, I don't even have to give
Yeah.
a fuck about them.
But I'm also craving that moment when they just like come crawling to bed and curl up next to me. And,
Yeah.
like, cuddle, like hold me, Dad. Like I had a nightmare. Is it okay if I sleep in your room?
Yeah.
Like I can't wait for that. But then again, I'm sure that gets annoying real fast too. And it's like I don't know when that. I'm sure that switch is gonna flip soon.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to open up the door yet, so now he's just got out of the crib. So now he's like, oh, this is a new adventure. And Charlotte's not getting out of the crib, so he's helping Charlotte too. He's bringing stuff over, and I'm waiting till he.
We can all escape together.
Yeah, and that's a crazy thing. And I don't know if this is all twins, but with my twins at least, it's like he wants her to participate in everything he does too.
Yeah. I hear they have like a hive mind thing.
Yeah, so he was like bringing. They have like these little bouncy blow up things. He brought one of those over, put it beside her crib, and like was almost trying to pull her out of it. Be like, "No, I put it here for you. You can like
You can land on
You
it."
can land." And she's like, she's
Yeah.
like, 'cause she's very cautious about everything she does, and like, I can't put her upside down. I can put her upside down, but like, you can't just do certain things with her. Like, she'll freak out.
Like throw her up,
Yeah.
whip her around. Yeah, because she's a girl, not a boy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Jack, I
you
can-
rough handle boys all the time.
I can do all kinds of stuff, Jack. She's gotten better, but she's like, no, I'm in my crib. Like I don't want to do that.
They're doing Rugrat shits now.
Yeah, she likes to be like if I make a fort or something. Like she wants to just be deep. When she sleeps, even she pulls pillows over her head and like gets in a little cocoon. Like
That sounds
she's a
fun.
safe space type of girl. Like
Yeah.
all that stuff. And Jack's like, I'm jumping out of this crib. I'm
this
gonna do
bitch.
whatever. I don't give a shit.
I'm not putting these pillows on my head. I'm putting them down there so I can jump out.
And I don't know if that's necessarily male versus female type situation, but
I
that
do believe that
I
probably
don't-
is.
or it could be personality. I don't know.
Well, both.
But Charlotte's always seemed to be in that way, and Jack has always been like, throw me upside down, throw me to the ceiling.
Because I do believe you could have a little girl that maybe, not to, I don't know what's safe to talk about gender stereotypes or anything anymore.
They're babies.
But
you
I'll,
know, they're not- it's
I'll
not
say
like-
it out loud. My opinion is you could have a little girl you could tell is going to be like more of a tomboy,
Right.
more of a rough and tumble, play in the mud, do these things.
Yeah.
Fuck dolls. I want to play with. I'm sorry, I said fuck dolls. I meant fuck playing with those dolls. That's what
That's
I
what
meant. And I want to play with Tonka trucks and play in the mud.
He's
and
got
dirt
something
shit.
weird in his closet, folks. I'm sorry. But yeah, no.
And then you could have boys that also do have the exact same desire.
Right.
Like, I don't want mud. I don't want dirt. I don't give a shit about that. I'd rather do all this other stuff. So I don't know what the point I was trying to make there.
You were just talking. I mean, you were talking about the girls, the boys, and how they sleep and how they do stuff. Like, because I was like, Charlotte makes and Jack's jumping out of the crib, but it's like, yeah. And I don't know if that is a personality thing or not. Obviously, I only have 2 kids, so it's hard to judge.
Yeah.
I have watched other people's kids. I've seen other people's kids, and I don't know. I think it does come down a little bit of personality too.
Well,
There's definitely traits and different things that go into the kids. But Charlotte's been scared since she was one.
I think it's,
Of-
if anything, I think
I
it's
could see
more
her
of a
crying more when she had a situation, and that could also be, different things, not just gender, but like biological, like sinus related or brain related or like
Yeah.
anything like that too. Like,
But personality related, I do believe that yours is more of like a kind of a case study because they're twins. They're born at the same age,
right.
at the same time, under the same parents.
Well, 30 seconds
Whereas, like,
apart.
yeah, but I mean, like, I have two kids, and Henry was the one escaping the crib.
Right.
Parker never gave it a shot.
Right.
And this is the scary thing, is we never realized we had to have baby gates over the stairs until the first time he got out of the crib, because his crib was on the second level.
Oh yeah.
I remember Sarah was at work, I was oil filled, and I came off of like a huge hitch, tired as fuck, put him down, and then I went down and I just laid, because we always kept his door open because he couldn't get out of the crib, didn't have to
Right.
worry about it, and I'm laying in the chair. I fell asleep in the chair in the living room, and he climbed out of his crib, and then knew that downstairs is where people are at because that's where we was hung out.
Right.
And I think he made it halfway down the stairs till he started crying, because I think he realized, like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing?
Just
This is too much
scared.
So I'm, just sleeping in the chair, and I wake up to Henry at like maybe 2.5 years old, halfway down the stairs, holding on the banister rails, crying, screaming, like, oh fuck, dude.
What just happened?
Like, and then it's like, oh my God, okay, we gotta make sure the door's shut. Like, now we need baby gates.
Now we need baby gates
like,
at the top in case
because he never cried till he got there.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm on a fucking
Well, till he
mission.
saw you, and then he's like, "Oh wait,
Yeah.
now I can get help."
Well, I actually think he might have just saw me and he's like, I'm gonna go see him. And then, like, as he's maybe doing more stairs, he's like, he might have stumbled on one, but at least he had his hands on the banister. I think that was what it was. He probably like went and like slipped, and then got scared and then started
Didn't learn the belly slip.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, dude? So I ran up, grabbed him, and pulled him down the chair and calmed him down, and then he went back to sleep, and I put him to bed, and like, okay, doors are shut, and I ordered baby gates on fucking line, because he never meandered about upstairs.
Well, I was waiting for this to come. He's always throwing his leg up over that railing and stuff, and it's just like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? Now it's like, hey, let's just make them beds and let them play in there until they fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know where we'll go, but enough about kids. Can we take a little 5-minute break real quick, folks? We'll be right back.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Mics are off. Screensavers. All right, we're back.
We're back at it.
We're back at it. We're done talking about dumb toddlers and shit.
So you you're in California,
Yes,
but you had quite a little trip, didn't you?
I did. I had it was a 10-day trip
Mm-hmm.
total. I did a full week in SoCal. And then since I was in SoCal, it's cheaper to fly me than to Hawaii to do that job. So I did this trip last year. If you go back a year in podcasts, you'll hear me talk about it then. But SoCal's so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love California.
Yeah.
I do. And I don't give a fuck. Like, there's so many people like, oh, did you deal with all the liberals out there? Like, whoa. Fuck you and your politics and bullshit. Shitty thing is, everything's expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
It cost me $120 to put 15 gallons of gas in a tank.
Oh God.
Yeah. $5 a gallon.
Oh
Sucks.
God.
Sucks. And they even have weird.
How does it even like? Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
I don't know, but they even have like weird gas pumps. So like the nozzle that you put in your shit here doesn't look like anything you put out there because they have like this weird hose around it, so that any fumes that come out, it can be recycled back in, which is probably a cool thing, I guess.
It's probably good. I would-
Yeah.
Sure.
That might be one thing we should take from that.
Trippage.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, it's cost $2 a gallon. We just sprinkle it on the ground. We don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
My shoes always smell like it.
Yeah. But then the crazy thing is you have to worry about the bums as you're pumping gas. Like, hey, man, you got $20? Like, no. Hey, man. And then they're digging through the trash and, like, eating it. Like, I remember, like,
Right.
I think it was last year I was out there. I was like, oh, I got this half-eaten. I was going to the airport, fueling up the rental car before so I don't get extra charge. And there's somebody digging through the trash. I'm like, hey, man, you like pork rinds? I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know, like chips, but it's pork. It's like I'll eat it. I'm like, okay, here you go, man. Like I was gonna throw it away anyway. I'll save you the trip.
You used the wrong name for them. They didn't know what pork rinds is.
Chicharrones.
Yeah, you said you like a chicharrone chip.
Like
and
the
they're like,
chicharrone.
they'd be like, oh, shit, yeah, I like chicharrone. And they're like, shit. But in Ohio, we're like, no, they're pork rinds, man.
But yeah, dude, I went out. I got a manicure or a pedicure in Palm Springs. I got my toes all cute and shit.
$300 later.
$60.
That is
It was $40. I gave him a $20 tip because she was really nice, and she fucking scrubbed all the dead skin off my feet. Like they are so soft right now, it's unbelievable. Like there's sometimes like if I'm sleeping and I move because I move and I wiggle in my sleep a lot.
It is
I
gross.
can just feel like sandpaper moving across my sheets.
Yeah. It is gross when we get older and like I don't have a hard pressing job on my feet anymore, right?
Yeah,
Like when I was surveying and sweating in my boots or getting rain in my boots or getting water in my boots and your boots are wet and blah, blah, blah. You know how that affected your feet. Maybe
Yeah.
for the better in some points and aspects, but now it's like you're just getting older and it's just like, why does the skin on your foot? Maybe it's because we got socks and shoes on all the time.
yeah.
It just collects. It doesn't shed off like the rest of your body. So now you get like a thick callus of dead skin.
Yep. And I'll tell you this much right now. Go get yourself a pedicure, even
I
as a
want
man.
I've been asking you to do it with me.
Oh, dude, I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, I wanna do it once. And
She
I'm
like
sure I'll
trimmed.
enjoy
She
it.
trimmed through my cuticles.
Yeah,
Um,
my wife does it every once in a while. Though,
I got a
too.
nice salt scrub up to my knees.
Yeah.
And she took like this pumice stone, and I felt that's why I gave her a $20 tip because like she literally was sitting there with like a towel on her shoulder. I'd put my foot on her shoulder, scrub, 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 and then put it back in the water, and the next foot, scrub, 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 and then put it back in the water, and then that, she's softening up all
rotating the
of it. Keep
layers.
scrubbing, so much scrubbing.
So much dead skin.
And then the towel, because she had a black towel on her shoulder, and I could just see all the skin that was left on it. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I hadn't trimmed my nails in probably like 3 weeks too. So she had to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But when it came out, fan-fucking-tastic. Dude, I can kick my feet in sheets and I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm ruining my sheets anymore and shit.
Right.
Dude, pedicures, men don't realize how awesome pedicures are. And that I feel like we need to normalize pedicures as men because they're fucking awesome.
And I used to have high iron well water back in the day.
Yeah.
I had the yellowest nails. I remember one time my wife was like, her water softener went bad. So everything was iron.
Yeah.
And like, I had to get a new water softener. Like, she could tell in her hair, blah, blah, blah. My toenails were turning yellow just from the high iron water, right?
Yeah.
So one time she's like, all right, if you're wearing sandals, I got to like fix your nails. She like literally like grind off a layer. I'm like, oh, we need new water softener. This is bad.
Well, I think it's just like an unkempt nail thing because, like, I don't know. Well, I do have hard water here too, and my nails were yellow as shit.
But your hands don't see it because your hands are doing stuff. They got oil. You know, you're washing them. You're doing your toes are pretty much stagnant. Like,
because this lady did the full pedicure, and I feel like that was going to be $40. And then when she's like, "Okay, you're done," I'm like, "Oh no, wait, no, I want a color." You know,
of course you do.
Yeah, I wanted some teal on my tipsies. You know? She's like, "What color?" I'm like, "Teal." She's like, "I'm sorry. Normally," she was even like, "I'm sorry to make you wait longer. Normally, I would do the color and then do the because she did like a full salt scrub massage up my calves up to my knees and shit,
awesome.
which felt fucking amazing. She's like, normally I would put the color on so it would dry while I do the massage, but now I'll put the color on and you're just gonna have to wait longer. I'm like, I got nowhere to be.
Good.
Nowhere to be.
My legs feel amazing right now.
All I have to do is work tomorrow at 6:00 in the afternoon, babe. It's fine. Yeah. And so she put the color on and I waited there, but it's so fucking awesome and I love it. And more dudes to do petties for sure. And so that I did that in Palm Springs, and then I did my job the next day with cute toenails, but they were covered up by shoes.
But it should be.
But it was awesome because I was on the
workplace.
west. Yeah, it's awesome because I was on the West Coast, so they sent me to Hawaii, and I was able to have enough points to get my wife to meet me there,
Right.
which was awesome
Yeah.
because I love her so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool to be able to bring like your partner, your best friend, on like, hey, here's a once in a lifetime trip. It's all paid for except for your food. Hotel's done. I had enough miles on the flight points and shit. Flight was paid for.
Yeah.
And then, so we get to Hawaii on Friday. Got in, started drinking. Usually on Friday nights they do fireworks on the beach there
Yeah.
in Honolulu.
Oh yeah.
But
It's very touristy.
But this night, it was so windy, and they even had, like, I don't know, you get on your phone, it's like, they give you weather updates and shit.
Yeah.
And, like, this one, it was like, oh, hey, there's a red warning out in their area. It's like, no fires, because it's high wind, everything's dry and shit. So we even went out, and, like, with probably 3,000 other fucking people hitting that beach, waiting for the fireworks, and then it never happened. And we're like, oh, it's probably because of the wind.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see fireworks. But we still got drunk, had fun. And next day we went to Kualoa Ranch,
Yeah.
which is where they shot a lot of scenes in Jurassic Park.
A lot. Yeah.
And they do a Jurassic Park tour. So we did that. It was a 3-hour tour. It was fantastic. You see all the mountain ranges that are in the backgrounds and shit. You get to see a lot of cool shit of like, yeah, here's the one bunker that they were in where, like, you know, Chris Pratt was running out of this, and they're like, go up and touch it. It's not real. And we're like, what? Like it literally looks like cement, and you tap it. It's hollow as fuck.
It's plastic.
It's literally just styrofoam and plywood. I'm like, dude, that's fucking nuts. Like, it looks real.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is bananas. And then the pièce de resist. What do you say? Like the grand finale of the tour is you get to see the Indominus Rex paddock. The exact one that they built, where Chris Pratt and I can't remember her name.
Yeah, the strawberry head.
Yeah,
woman.
that redheaded chick.
Yeah.
Where they're standing at the window, going, "Where is he at? Where is he at? We can't find him."
Camouflage.
Yeah. That real fucking set, that real fucking thing is right there. And that's the last thing we saw. And I don't think Sarah knew that. I saw it like whenever I booked the trip. I'm like, oh, and you get to see the Indominus Rex thing. I was like, and I didn't know because like we went through so many different scenes and stuff. And it's like, I don't know if we're going to see that. I thought we were going to see that. Did I miss it?
Yeah.
And then we get there. It's like, that's the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker. So we even stood in the window looking out, like, as we were, like, you know?
Control people for it.
Yeah.
Open the gate. Open it. No, close the gate. Close the gate.
Yeah.
Close it.
And they got, like, one wall where the scratch marks are on it. Like, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen the pictures and shit. And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So amazing. And then... And the next day did Dole Plantation. The next day I had to work. The next day after that, we got tattoos and shit. I got a dope ass piece on my calf. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can see it or comment in the pictures. I'll send you a photo of it. It's fucking dope ass
tats.
Yeah,
Got the tat. You and Sarah both got tats and all that too.
yeah.
I had been in Hawaii. It was years ago. So
Where do you remember which island you went to?
I was the same one.
Oh, Oahu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were telling me.
I
like,
told you where to get some food and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
because last year when I went, like, just drive up the coast and you'll find it's L&L barbecue.
L&Ls are everywhere in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Well, they're not everywhere because it's not big.
It's
but-
actually, well, it's not a big chain, but it is a chain. They have a couple in California too,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I've found since you put me onto them. I found them. Oh, okay. They're kind of like a
They're kind of a chain, but it's like they're fast
McDonald's ish, but not.
Not anywhere near
It's a
it.
franchise.
It's a franchise.
It's a
yeah.
franchise. Yeah.
It's a franchise, but it's supposed to be made to be quick service. So it's like slow cooked meats and like stuff like here's a pound of rice and here's like slow cooked short ribs or here's like
I got the
all
short
this-
ribs.
here's all this beautiful food and then they give it to you in a styrofoam box and you're like, Jesus, this thing weighs fucking 2 pounds.
Yeah.
And you sit down and you're like, and you start eating, you're like, oh
And their
my
spam
God.
musubi is like $2.50 a piece, but
Yeah.
it's like a pound
Yeah,
of
it's
spam
so good.
musubi.
So
Like
good.
each piece is like its own half pound, actually.
I ate at some very nice restaurants when I was there.
Yeah.
I think I'd just go back for the L&L.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't even care. Like, that's just my style. I'd just be like, give me that shit.
Well, because that's even that first night we were there, that Friday we flew in, and she was super fucking jet lagged. We didn't get to see fireworks, and so then we went to a couple bars, got a little drunk, and then we went and found like this mall kind of place area, and we're hungry, so I was like, there's an L&L there. I'm like, almost like a food court.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna get some L&L, and she's like, would it be dumb if I got it's not PF. Oh,
PF Chang's.
it's not PF Chang's. What's the fucking Pan Express? It was Pan Express. She's like, it's my first night in Hawaii. Should I get something different than Pan Express? I'm like, no, because you're not a very exploratory eater. Get some fucking Pan Express. It's fine. So she got Pan Express. I ordered $45 worth of L&L barbecue.
Yes. Give me all of it.
And then I tried her chicken. She tried my chicken. She's like, "Oh, it's almost the same." I'm like, yeah, you could have got L&L and be like, I got a Hawaii staple instead of
Yeah.
Panda Express. And then, of course, we couldn't remember Panda Express, so the rest of the trip's like, yeah, you dumb bitch, what you gonna do? Eat some P.F. Chang's? she's,
Burger King, McDonald's.
and she's one that she's a good sport. She commits to the bit. She's like, oh my God, I'm so hungry today. I want something different. Let's get some P.F. Chang's. We never once had P.F. Chang's.
Well, it's hilarious because we're in Hawaii is obviously you have a lot of Asian culture in there. You have a lot of Asian tourists as well.
Yes.
Um,
Well, and that
And I remember
Polynesian is a mixture of like a lot of Asian.
if you're right down there on the main beach, there's a McDonald's like right there on the boardwalk, and it's packed. It is that McDonald's is the busiest McDonald's I've ever seen. There's a line out the door to get McDonald's. Because one, it's cheap. And
Yeah.
you're in an expensive place. I'm sure it's probably double the price of any McDonald's in the world, but
yeah.
it's still just packed, and people got their kids in there, blah blah blah. You know, it's just like, well, we'll get some chicken tenders, we'll get the double cheeseburger. I think they had a couple unique items just for Hawaii McDonald's, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
And my favorite was just going to I found a little convenience store. It's in the popular area.
The ABC?
Yeah, and that's where I'd get my spam musubi,
Yeah.
and that's where I'd just get a cone of coffee. The ABC, yep.
Yep.
I go back to the hotel room, and I had like a little balcony view over a block back from the ocean. And I
Yeah.
just like look out, sit there, and
Yeah,
eat
we
my
stayed
spam.
we stayed at the IHG Holiday Inn
Yeah.
Resort there, and it was like, I mean, it's like 3 blocks to walk to the ocean, but we were high up enough that like as soon as you open your windows, like there's the fucking ocean.
Yeah, pretty much should build every hotel. It's like, no, you get an ocean view.
Yeah.
If you don't, like, it's not that expensive, but it's like,
Yeah, yeah, because I remember booking it was like partial ocean view, it'd be like $195. Full ocean view, $205. Fuck, I'll pay $10
$10
to watch-
for-
to look at the
that's-
fucking
yeah.
ocean when I wake up.
Yeah.
It's not like it's any bigger. Like in those high-rise hotels, they literally pack you in a goddamn coffin, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's tiny. We were walking over each other the whole time, but at least we had an ocean view, you know?
I was wondering if you were going to do the Stairway to Heaven if you were there by yourself. Did you even see that?
I did not see the Stairway to Heaven. We did the lighthouse hike.
So the Stairway to Heaven's like these old rickety steps that go like way, way, way up. And there's a point you get to, and it's like, do not cross. You're not allowed to cross, blah, blah, blah. I forget how many steps it is. It's like 10,000 steps or something crazy. I ain't doing that. And there's like a barrier, and you can get fined if you go across it, and there's somebody there that like literally wants to get you, but a lot of people just cross it, right, and go up. It's sketchy as hell looking.
I do
But it's
believe,
pretty cool.
you asked me about this, and I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it my first year, and I didn't do it this year.
I feel like it's something you would do.
That's something I would exactly do.
It's way, 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 way up. But like I say, they're sketchy. And they're
Oh,
overgrown,
yeah, dude.
and they're old and they're rusty, and like there's literally a point you hit. You can go up so high, and then you hit it, and it's pretty much like, do not cross. You will get fined if you get caught. Blah blah blah. Whatever. It just jumps it and goes, yeah, you get $1,000 fine if you cross it, and you get caught or whatever. But most hikers just jump it anyways. It's like,
Oh, it looks like it's on the punch bowl.
yeah, I think so. There's not much to Hawaii, really. It's like, especially
Oh, especially Oahu.
Oahu is like,
Yeah.
it is bigger than you think. It is bigger than you
Yeah.
think. We drove around kind of half of the outside, and it took a while, and saw all this different stuff. When I was there with my ex and her brother, he was stationed there in the Coast Guard, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We had kind of see a lot of the Coast Guard stuff. The Pearl Harbor exhibit, super awesome to see. Really neat.
Oh, Pearl Harbor's heavy.
Yeah,
I
very
saw
heavy.
it my last time there,
Mhm.
and asked Sarah if she'd want to do it. She's like, She's like, I don't want to like cry today.
It's
Because I told her, like, I called her the last time I did this trip, and I saw Pearl Harbor, and I'm like, I don't know why, because I feel like places have memories.
Yeah.
And a place like that with that many terrible memories, like you just walk in and you just feel dread. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
nice that you see like there's a, you know, memorials to all the people. There's battleships that you can get in. You can like actually you can look through an eyepiece of a gunner on a boat, and they're like, that's where, you know, that
How they saw shit to that then.
they're like, yeah. First
You're
off,
like, how the hell did you aim that up?
yeah,
dude?
first off, how do you see shit through this? And then this guy was trying to take down airplanes that sunk a battleship that's
Yeah.
under the ocean where you would be pointing right now. It's like, oh, fuck.
There's 500 coming at you with missiles. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? How do you?
It is
Yeah.
stupid scary. It's just heavy. And that's the only way I can think of how to describe it. It's fucking heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot when you go see it and like walk through it.
Yeah.
And, but very worth the visit.
Oh,
and
for
everything.
sure. Check it out.
And then
10 out of 10.
we got to go to his military base store and go to his place. And then, you're talking about the Jurassic Park. It's a ranch.
Yeah, the Kualoa Ranch.
Yeah. So literally one of the funnest nights, we bought steaks there because they sell steaks that
Yeah.
they raise the cows there on that ranch.
Yeah.
So we bought 3 ribeyes there, took them back to his place, grilled them up. And
Nice.
had steaks. So I ate steaks from the Jurassic Park scene. I didn't go do the whole tour or anything like that, like you
Yeah.
did, but yeah, it's different. So.
Yeah, I know that's cool because we hit a steakhouse more in Honolulu, close to our hotel, and they're like, yeah, this is all farm raised on the island. It was
cheaper.
$70 a ribeye when they cook
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I think I paid $25 back then. Now they're probably like $50 a ribeye just for raw.
I even told the lady that it's like I get one steak. I got the asparagus and the mushrooms that I'm getting at sides and 2 beers. That's my check. Everything else is on her. 'Cause it's like I can expense this.
Right.
And then I still felt guilty because it was like $175. But it's, hey, man, everything's expensive.
I'm sure
Why
they
not?
charge them more to send you out there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, Hawaii's a interesting place.
Fantastic.
I would love to go back and not go to that island though, and go to like one of the ones that's not. And like I've been years out. You're just recent. I like to go to the ones that's not as populated with tourists.
I kind of want to check the Big Island because they still have an active volcano there.
Yeah,
I kind of want to see that because like
we can go poke some lava with a stick.
yeah, because like when I came back, there's a couple guys like, "What'd you do? How's this? How's that?" And then one guy was like, "Did you see any active volcanoes?" Like, actually, Oahu doesn't have one, but now I kind of want to go see one.
That's why it's the tourist one. But yeah, so you did that. I was
Yeah.
also off on vacation last week too, so that's why we skipped last week. Sorry, guys. He was in Hawaii.
Busy as fuck.
I took a week of vacation because my work just surprised me with one, pretty much. Not that they were like, "Hey, we're gonna give you one because you're doing a good job." It's like, "Hell no, you've been here 5 years, so now you just get one." So I took a week off.
And they're probably like, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it next
Yeah.
year.
I know we've talked about the casinos and stuff before, but I had a really interesting casino experience.
Yeah.
So Monday, me, my brother, and a buddy went down to Mountaineer Casino in West Virginia. That's close to my house.
Yeah. That's
And,
the one in Wheeling.
it's in West Virginia. It's a little north of Wheeling, but yeah, it's Wheeling Island and then Mountaineers north.
Okay.
It's all
okay.
fall in the
I
Ohio
gotcha.
River. It's right across the river. So we went over there, and I dreaded slots. I hate slots. Don't do slots.
Yeah.
I'm a table game player. That's what I do.
No more craps, even.
I want ham on slots.
Yeah.
sat down. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try it. First 10 spins went up $350, $500, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Was it just? Do you think it was more of a like? I just don't want to fucking think about things. Just let me put some money in things and push buttons.
I was like, you know what? Because I brought my allotted $300 or whatever I was going to spend there
Yeah.
for the night. And I was like, I'm going to put 100 in these slots, see what I do. I got up like $500 on the first machine.
Nice.
I don't normally hit bonuses. I only had like one or two bonuses before that, and every time I put $100 in the
top
machine,
screen is like ding ding ding.
and
ding.
finally it was like it just went. It was my time. It was
Yeah?
my time. So I go up, I win, I cash out, I'm up $500 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I cash it. I cash it out, and then I like divvy it out to whatever. I hit another machine, and I had like 280. So I took that machine. I was like, oh, let's go get a drink up in the room. Because we always bring our drinks down there. Like,
Yeah.
still got 5 beers and stuff, and I do that. But
It's cheaper
like,
to sometimes.
I'm gonna take this ticket for 280, and I'm gonna take it back upstairs. I'm gonna shove it in a pocket in my backpack because now I'm broke even, and I'm up $200.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm shoving that.
You're being very responsible.
Yeah, I'm like, shoving this in my pocket. If I walk away with that ticket of 280, I spent $20 for
It's a
this whole
wash.
trip
Yeah, it's a wash.
in the room, which was like $20, $40, whatever.
You were
I'm like-
paying for that anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you spend $100 for a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, so put that. Never touch that ticket for the rest of the night. Slot machines
Yeah.
just went ham.
Fucked them up, huh?
I was up so much money. Ended up walking away broken even. my 280 ticket. Never touched it. Never went and got it.
What would you say was
Never
the
went back to
highest you
ATM.
were up?
Probably like $500-$600 or something like that.
I
Nothing
mean,
crazy. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I went to table games, and I didn't go up and down, but
So,
it was
like-
still a damn good time.
Yeah, no, and I'm wondering, like,
And I walked away not out money,
right?
and
then, dude,
I
so-
got my status on my card, which is always the hard thing. If you're a
Yeah.
table game player, unless you're dropping thousands of dollars on a table, you can't get your card upgraded,
but
right?
you get status more on the
Yeah.
bullshit
So
that they,
now I'm gonna
that
get
they
them
know you're gonna
calm
lose
nights.
at.
Now I'm gonna get that free play. Now I'm gonna get all that stuff because I just turned enough money through the slot machine.
But I will say, like, if you walk away flush, you're doing fantastic.
Right. That's how I see it as a casino too.
If you kept running them and you kept winning, where are you cashing out and giving up on?
I mean, you're not. That's the point of a casino. You're not. It's
I
like
know.
maybe it was $1,000 up. I'd be like, do I just cash out and then I just walk around and
You see,
And-
if I took, would you say like 300,
yeah,
put it in,
yeah.
get you 300 back, and you're plus 200,
You're talking the ultimate question, and this is why
and then you put that 200.
casinos exist.
you put that 200 in,
Mhm.
and you get up to $1,000. I think I would have tapped.
But would you? But then you have the rest of the night. What are you gonna do?
Well, if I take that 1,000 and I drop down to like 800, I would have tapped.
Like
I'll pay $120 for me to get hammered.
we were staying the night there, and within the first 3 hours, I was up.
Yeah.
I was up $400 or
You're not
$500.
It's easy for me to say what I would do outside of the situation.
You're up $500, so that's why I grabbed that 280 ticket and I shoved it in the room.
So you're washed then.
So I'm like, this is a wash right now. But now I have money to gamble with still, right? I'm up $200. Now I'm gonna take this $200 cash. And I'm gonna go gamble on that for the rest of the night,
Yeah.
which I managed to do. And buy
And at
drinks,
one-
and maybe I use debit card and stuff like that for that.
But at
So
one
I
point
lost
you got
$4.
to $1,000 up.
No, I did not. If I
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, it was just back and forth, back and forth. There was one point I was on the machine, I was up like another $350, and I should have cashed that out, but I kept playing and playing and playing.
Yeah.
And that's literally what gambling is. It's like,
Right.
yeah, once you go up, you just cash out and you should leave the casino.
That's my problem. Is I tap out too early.
I'm staying the night there. What am I going to do for the rest of the night? Just go sit at the bar and have
Yeah.
beers and be like, hey, I won $200.
Well, the thing is,
That's what you should do. That's how you beat the casino.
well, and that's the thing is that's my
but you're
problem.
looking for that next lick. You're looking for that next win.
That's my
the
problem. Is but I could have won more. My problem is like, oh man, I'm up a couple $100. Fuck it. I'll buy drinks with those and I'll sit here and get drunk like I would do on any normal night.
Right.
And then talk to my friends and watch and then sit there beside you while you're pushing buttons on the thing and like watch you lose your money.
Right.
Like I'm such a cautious but I'm not I
If
don't
you
have
were-
that better
If
thing.
we were all smart enough to go in there at the casino and be like, once I go up $200, I'm cashing out. And then I'm just going to sit at the bar and drink a few beers and then go to bed.
and then end up spending $200 on
We'd all be fine, but we're all hitting that. We want that $1,200
Yeah.
hit. We want that $1,000 hit. We want that whatever. it
of all
is.
the things I'm addicted to is gambling is not the one.
I'm not,
Well,
that's why I never played the
and,
slots.
and
that
okay,
much.
I'm sorry, not necessarily to put it as addicted to. Of
You like gambling.
I do, but of all the things that I get a rush from, gambling is not the one. It's not necessarily an addiction thing.
You got to hit a big hit.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. Well, that's why I don't
Yeah.
play the stock market. That's why I don't gamble hard money. I just don't get the rush from that.
No, we're both the same way. We're like, we dabble a little bit, but we don't go.
I think you dabble a little more than me.
I wouldn't say.
How much you got on DraftKings right now?
How much? What do you mean?
Do you bet on football on DraftKings?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, it's a $10 bets here.
I
And
got
there.
none. I have no interest in it.
That's for fun, though. It makes it more exciting to watch football.
The most money I have in football is between our podcast league and then my my work league, which was like $13. So like
Yeah,
I don't gamble on or I don't put money into things that I need a rush from on things
that's
I can't
like
control.
the least rush, though.
I would rather
Betting on football is the least rush you ever have.
yeah, but I'd rather put that money on drugs.
That doesn't make sense.
But I can't
Drugs don't make you money unless
Yeah.
you're reselling it.
yeah, but I don't do it. Well, you get the same fucking rush.
I
Hear
don't-
me out. Hear me
I don't
out.
bet crazy bets like everybody else does. Like there's some people that do a $5 bet on a 16-leg parlay that'll pay out $1 million. That's never gonna fucking happen,
Right.
or it could happen, but it's the same as like playing the lottery. It's like you're really chancing it.
My dopamine response is more on substance than it is situation, I guess.
I did a $10 bet. That's normally what I do, a $10 bet or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'll pick 3-4 touchdown scores or like things that I know are more surefire.
Over under on it's this guy's gonna get one or none or
Yeah,
something.
get a
like-
touchdown, blah blah blah, and then I'll be like, yep, and it'll pay out. You know, I won one that paid out $10, paid out $300 bet.
Yeah.
That's the most I've won. Most of the time, it's like $10 will pay out $80, and I'm like, sweet. Like, just take a win, and most of the time they don't win. They don't win.
Yeah.
Because you're still gambling, and that's why
I think
you
I've
get
just
odds.
squared into a mindset of I don't normally win shit like that.
That's how I was with slots until this Monday.
Dude, that's the thing.
And all of a sudden, it popped off out of nowhere. Never expected it. And did I win a bunch of money? No.
Yeah. My wife will go in with $200 because
Yeah.
we did that. We're like, hey, $200 is our gambling money. Everything else pay for booze, whatever, doesn't matter. But $200 is our gambling money. I walk in, I lose $200 within an hour, and she's up to $6.
Yeah.
I just know don't, unless I haven't found my chance yet.
That
But
was-
I don't want to toe that line.
That was my whole thing, and I didn't understand it, and I never understood it. And then
Because as soon as I start
until
toeing
last
that line,
Monday, and then I started figuring out. I'm like, now I'm the Rain Man of slot
Yeah,
machines.
yeah.
And then,
But as soon as I
by
start
the end
toeing
of-
that line, I'm out $200 this day, $200 this week, $200 now, 200, and then I'm just
By the end of the night, it
constantly in
was
the
bad.
fucking deep, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
hey,
so I know I don't have Lady Luck on my side at least.
there's the free play and stuff like that. It's like once you do it enough, you're gonna have your day. And
Yeah.
Then you use your free play, and then you just kind of play by ear. Not gonna be a complete degenerate with slot machines. Will never. I like the table games because it's just fun to sit down and bullshit
Yeah.
with people and throw cards around. Always love doing that. Whether it's I play euchre for free,
Right.
but that's just it. So, but yeah. Anyways,
And that's almost even more to my point is like more. I'll burn that $200, lose it, and then let me spend $200 more on us getting hammered together. Like I'll buy drinks. You know, like
right.
let me spend $200 more that either I lose it in the slots or let me buy shots for the group.
I mean,
or
I think
something,
that's
you know?
just people in general. You know,
Yeah.
there's people that like to go and just hit them slot machines hard,
Well, and there's
there's people that just like know the value of a buck. It's hard for them to put
and there are
$100 in
just,
there.
and I do believe there are some people just have fucking good luck.
Yeah.
Like Sarah, she goes when we go to any casino, she's like, "Where's the Wheel of Fortune machine?" She'll put $5 in, and all of a sudden, within $5, she's already up on a doo 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 doo, and like playing the wheel and shit. Like, I got a free spin. Like, what the fuck? I just lost $200 over there.
Sat on lucky sevens and I can't hit shit.
on penny bets across 3 lines. You know, 3 cents.
Well, no, you're betting $3 a bet, but you're like, I don't know what's going on.
No, it was 3 cents. It was literally a cent. Like, and I was trying to like
one penny bet, Bob.
still, but then whenever I go baller on big bets, okay, I have $200 in there. Give me 5 spins, $200 gone, and less than a minute.
Oh.
I have no luck.
Well, that'll be it.
Yeah, man, I think we've rambled on long enough.
Yeah, we talked about sports. We talked about gambling. We talked about Hawaii.
Trips.
We talked about kids.
We got you a lot of content here.
Ooh.
Because we missed last week. Oh, I do want to give one listener throw out. I got some feedback from a listener.
You want to throw one listener out?
No, a listener call out. Thank you. Yeah.
He's gonna throw you out for
Throw
talking.
you out. No, sorry. We got some listener feedback.
Okay.
My cousin, the one I was talking about the last podcast when we were drinking the meeting of 77, still not going to name him. Keep that. But as soon as he heard it, he knew. He texted me. He's like, dude, I almost forgot all about that. I was laughing my ass off. And he brought it up.
Yeah.
And then he brought up the fact that, too, like, during that day, I think it was because we were kind of talking. It was like, I think it was before we did all that. We were rolling around. He was driving. I was riding shotgun. I think it was. I can't remember what car it was.
Steve and his cousin. If you didn't look last
Let me
time,
know.
Steve and his cousin
It's-
were being goofballs, running out in the middle of a highway.
The
in
cool
the
thing
median,
is,
and hiding from people.
I know he's listening. So if you can remember what car it was, I think it was a Ford F-1. No,
Nobody
a Ford
cares.
Ranger. No, because sometimes details matter. You know, when you're
Not to general public.
when you're rebuilding that
Unless it was like, it was a piece of shit, rusted green F-150, hauling ass,
before we did
pulling a semi.
but before we did all that median drinking that we did when
Yeah.
the cops were after us, he had a very dope ass potato gun. And we were terrorizing the streets with a fucking potato gun. And I accidentally let it off inside his shit. We also I do remember there's like weird tricked out Mitsubishi Eclipse on the side of the road.
Starting to ramble, bub.
And I just blasted it. I blasted it into his car, thinking, and we were like, "Yeah, fuck that car." So we hit it with this potato gun, and all of a sudden, this guy was like on his front porch, going like, "What the fuck?" And like he had to speed off and
man.
shit. Like we terrorized the neighborhood with a
That's-
potato gun. So
You're
that
going
one's
to
for you,
jail
buddy. Not gonna name you, but that one's for you, buddy. I hope you hear it, and because we didn't even.
I'm not getting questioned about this shit. I'm telling you right now.
Hey,
that
it's,
Mitsubishi guy's been looking for you guys for a long time.
Hey, it's all past. What the?
Yeah, stupid ass kids.
What's the name of that? There's an actual term for that.
Nope, there's none.
It's not post al facto. Oh, it's
There's none because you have not been convicted of the crime yet. If he's still looking for you, you can still be convicted.
yeah, but once you get past 10 years, they can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they-
100% can. If I murdered 10 people 10 years ago,
Well,
they
murder
still get your
murder
ass.
has a different thing.
No, it's if you get tried. I know what you're trying to think of. If you get tried for it and you get not guilty, they can't try you for the same crime or in the same circumstances unless there's new evidence. You're thinking of a completely different thing. I know what you're already trying to think of. It does not
Statute of
matter.
limitation.
No.
Statute of limitation.
No, no,
That's exactly what it is.
it does not apply to that, buddy. I'm telling you right now. It does not apply.
Statute of limitation of the law sets a limit for when legal action can be taken after an event. The time limit varies by jurisdiction and type of claim. So I feel like us
Does not apply.
us blasting around with a potato gun 25 years ago is past the statute of limitation for us to be tried for any of that.
Sure. Okay. That's fine.
That's what I'm looking
Anyways,
for.
let me ask you a question.
What you were thinking of double jeopardy, like if you get acquitted,
Statute of limitations does not apply to anything.
it does.
All right.
I'm out of drinks, man.
All right. Well, cheers with your fist. Yeah. Love you, Bob.
Love you, bro. Hey,
Did you have a damn good time?
I did. Take this chance. Click like and subscribe. Do all the things. Click the buttons. Follow us. We'll be back next week. And yes, dude, I did have a damn good time. Did you have a damn good
I
time?
had a damn good time.
I love you, bro.
Tell your folks about us. Tell your grandma about us.
And,
Hey, just share us. You know?
and we love you, the listener. And let us know about statute of limitations, because I'm pretty sure I'm past that. All right.
Unless they find you.
Love you. Good